Welcome! You're listening to Making Relationships Work. We're a company focused on women and their marriage. We lead and teach women just like you how to grow into and access, whenever you need to, your wise woman's self. The part of you who is deeply connected to your purpose, your innate wisdom, and your husband and family. We teach women in marriages how to rebuild trust and connection, to work through conflicts no matter how deep, no matter how painful, and to lead your marriage to a place where the two of you experience marriage mastery. This podcast is about learning the systems and techniques that truly work to reconnect you back into your marriage so that you can experience the freedom that comes with a masterful marriage. Since this podcast is totally free, if you're getting tons of value and you want to support us and make sure that you get more of this good stuff, subscribe below and rate and review our podcast today. Now, on to the show. Hello, women making marriages work. Hello. We are talking tonight about how you find what you look for. Now, this is a really big topic. This is the idea that when our brains, because we've got very clever brains, my friends, when our brains set their mind to it, they can build a case for anything. So, how we frame the way we see our life means or will result in the type of movie that we watch or that we respond to. So if you think about all the different things that our brain filters every second of every day, it brings only to our consciousness 5%. It's not very much. The 95% of it gets shut out or not attended to or not attuned to. That's 5% that we are focusing on. And you know how our brain determines what it thinks we need to see and what it doesn't? For me, it's around the description of kind of like internet browsers open in your brain. And these are all the questions you've got going that haven't been answered. So one of them might be my daughter's school conversation that's coming up with the parent-teacher interview kind of thing. Another one might be, what am I doing for dinner? Another one might be, my husband isn't looking after me very well. Another one might be, I miss my husband, my best friend. And another one might be, I've got to pick up some new pillowcases because we're out or the ones we've got need to be replaced. And so whatever your brain tabs are open, your brain unconsciously will filter the things in to answer that question that your brain thinks you really need to know. And so when we're looking at our marriage, when we're looking for things that don't work, when we're looking for things that do work, our brains are going to find the data points. That's what brains do. They're like a very beautiful, clever machine, but they're also not that clever. They're clever in that they'll find the data. They're not that clever in that they don't question it necessarily, and they don't question you. You tell it what to do and it kind of does it. And so if you're looking for good, you're going to find the good things about your husband. If you're looking for things that aren't good, you're going to find them. And that is a really big deal, because it may well be that you and your husband need to do some work together. But you also might lose sight of the fact that your husband is a good man, that you are a wonderful woman. And that understanding is crucial because it allows you to belong to each other. It allows you to be connected with each other. It allows you to have this sense of, we've got some things we're working on, but also we love each other. And very often by the time our beautiful women find me, the problems that we have are that it's very hard to remember the good. It's very hard for the husband to remember the good. Husbands are very often in full shutdown mode, where the only thing they're looking for is evidence for why they should leave, or evidence for why this won't work, or evidence for how they've done everything that they can think of and it hasn't worked, so it should be over. And that's what human brains do. That's not specific to you. That's not specific to your husband. That's not specific to anybody. That's literally how clients of mine brains work. And if I had 100 times the clients, it would still be the truth. Because the truth is the brain focuses on where you want it to go. And so your greatest opportunity is to design the life that you want, where you're looking for data points of how it is working, how you are doing well. And how do you do that? Well, probably you need a skill set upgrade, because if you knew how to do it better, you would have higher hope levels. I'm not saying you didn't get here without reason, but I am saying you get more of what you are focused on than what you're not focused on. And so if there's something important to you and it's your marriage, your focus needs to be on how do I heal and create, not how do I look for all the ways this isn't working. Because the heal and create is this upward spiral of what can I do? Where do I need to go? What kind of skills do I need to add? What kind of leadership do I need to embody? What kind of commitment do we both need to bring? And that is a creation. That is a what do we want to create? But what tends to happen is this unconscious idling of the brain, where we're looking at things like this isn't working, this isn't for me, he's not good enough, he's not showing up, I do all the dishes, he doesn't do this, he's got this addiction, he's got this substance use, I have this, I have that. And all this to say, you get what you find, you get what it is you're looking for, you get what it is you expect, you find the data to prove your point. But if you're in that downward spiral, you'll find data that says none of this is any good. And you'll be left with no hope. You'll be left with no sense of personal agency or power to be able to do anything differently. And that is going to run havoc in your marriage. You're going to become further and further and further apart, angrier and more frustrated. Resentment's going to build. Your criticism of each other, you're fighting your own battles to prove a point with each other, which of course brings you further apart again. It's just going to be the thing that you do. And that's not creation, that's destruction. And so I say to you, your brain has the opportunity here to start to create something totally different than what it is you're creating now. Bringing it out into consciousness is the first step. And then from there, we get to do what we need to do. So if we're talking about what it is that you can create and who it is you can become, you're going to want to think about what it is you're looking for in terms of the way you view your life, the way you view your husband, and the way you view the hope that you have for what you have personal power to overcome. And that, my friends, is actually the core of everything. And it's literally the core of the work that we do. And so if you're feeling like, yes, I've been stuck in the negative, finding the negative or the bad of what I'm looking for in my husband, and I want to switch to the good, but I've got all these reasons why I'm afraid to do it. Because really vulnerability is the reason why people don't do it, because we tried and it didn't work, or I did this and it hurt me even more, or we've tried everything and it hasn't. So it's easy to sit back here in my protected state and look for the things that don't work and live in this kind of life of misery. And what I'm saying to you today is that's a choice. And your choice determines the level of love and connection and commitment you're going to have in your marriage, because it's a choice of leadership for yourself. It's a choice of what do you want to be and who do you want to become, and how do you want to live your life? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? And so if you are a person, if you are a woman who says, yes, what I want is to look for the good. What I want is to have the skills to be able to unpack what's really going on here and to show up in a different way. So I'm creating the life and the marriage of my dreams. And if that is you, I invite you to watch a masterclass and my masterclass and to book a call with me and my team. I'll put all the details in the link. And if that is not you just yet, I invite you to practice in the space of looking for the good. I invite you to practice in the space of looking for what's missing so that you can start to build that out. So very often we look for what's missing and that's it. We say, well, my husband isn't being a great friend to me. He's not picking up, he's not noticing that I need the dishes put away. He's not noticing that I need to go to bed early, or I need a foot rub or some special care and attention. And instead, what I want you to do is to say, well, this isn't happening and I'm noticing I don't feel very good. What kind of influence can I have here? What kind of self-leadership? What do I need that is different than what I have in my operating model as a human right now. Because really what you're talking about is a skill set upgrade, an identity upgrade, a focus in a space of creation, not destruction. And that is really what we're talking about today. And so if you're in the market, if you're in the mood, if you are in the commitment to growing into somebody, a woman who creates the life that she wants, then I want to help you. I want you to watch that masterclass, book a call, let's get to work. You get to create the life that you want. You get to build that out in yourself. And from there, anything is possible. And so, my friends, it's time for me to go. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember, your brain goes where you tell it to go. So put some conscious thinking into where you want it to go. Otherwise, you're going to get, at best, this murky kind of unfiltered, unchallenged, unremarkable experience of life. But if you want a life that is remarkable, that is connected, that is creating the very things you've always dreamt of, then you have to focus your brain and build your skill set and build your confidence and your identity as someone who creates that for herself. It is possible, and it's probable when you decide. Decision making at this point is the only thing that's the difference between the old you and the new view. The new view, the new you who has a new view. All right, my friends, it's time for me to go. Lovely to be here with you tonight. Remember, you get to decide to create the life you want whenever you're ready to make that decision. No one can make it for you. It's yours to make. It's your opportunity. And remember, it's likely fear that's holding you back. But fear just tells you it's important. I'll see you later, everyone. Bye. Thank you for tuning into today's show. If you're feeling fired up and you're ready to grow and you want to know more about how to do that, here is what I want you to do now. I want you to watch my marriage masterclass. This masterclass will show you how my clients have turned their struggling marriages into thriving marriages, even without their husband's buy-in. How my clients have gone from cycles of poor communication, disconnect and loneliness to being teammates and soulmates with their husbands again, even after they've already tried everything. And the proven system my clients use to start transforming their marriages in minutes, not years, because life is too precious to waste one more minute in an unhappy and unfulfilling marriage. So if this is what you're looking for, I want you to click the link